Good morning. I'm Bibi Farnham. Yes, it's still very early in the Maldives, and I just got up quickly to go and say goodbye to a friend of mine that is leaving on annual vacation. So that was a perfect time just to sit down and be quiet. I shared with you that I will tell you a little bit of what I've been doing in the last couple of years. I'm not exactly sure when last did you hear from me. Um, when I left Dubai, I kind of left in quite a rush, and things were very hectic in my life. So I'm not sure if that's the last time that you heard from me. I'm sorry. Or was it in South Africa? Because afterwards I did go to South Africa, and I've been there for quite some time. And I also started to do business development for an amazing product, a beauty product in South Africa called Mediheal. And it was lovely, and I did a lot of training at a lot of colleges. And just before that, I actually went to Thailand, and I did a little bit of work on human trafficking in Chiang Mai. And it was a profound experience, and I did some work for the WOW, doing some counseling for people working in the mission field, coming and need some restoration. And that was really like, I just needed to do that because I was so broken, and I was in such a terrible place. And I'm sure you're asking, and maybe you didn't know, but I had quite an amazing career in Dubai. I was flying high, lived the high life, worked myself to a bone, but that's what everybody do when they work in Dubai. And things happened, and I don't want to get into why it happened, but my boss called me in, and he asked me about all my plans, and I really had a lot of plans to start a business in Dubai and to register my own training company. And he just said to me, "We're not going to renew your contract. So basically you're retrenched." It was a month before my contract expired. It was in the middle of summer. Nobody is hiring. My rent was up, so I can only take a new apartment or a lease on an apartment if I have a sponsor. And within 24 hours, my entire life collapsed. I knew that my annual leave and everything will still pay out, so I was still excited about that, and thought that I'm a fighter. I will get out of that. And what happened then is my salary did pay out, but I also bought a car. And when the bank learned that I will no longer work for the company that sponsored my visa, they froze all my finances, and they took every cent I had towards the car. And when I realized that, I had something like 20 dirhams on me, and I didn't even have enough money to get out of the parking. And I went to my bank and I cried. And the one guy I really knew well, he sent me to this investigation part of the bank, and I walked in there, and there was just men sitting in that room. I felt so small. I begged and begged them, and they released 1,000 dirhams. That's maybe about $300. In that part of the world, it's really nothing. And that's all I had. And my rent was expiring, my contract expired, my visa expired, and I had no other choice just to pack up and to go home. Go home where home was, South Africa. And all my work, all my furniture, my car, my entire life, I had to just leave. I had no money to even transfer it to South Africa. And I arrived in South Africa as a broken person. I remember the first month, my friends, they sent me to a holiday home in the south coast of South Africa. And I just sat on their veranda, and this beautiful girl, Janelle, she just let me stay there. And I just looked at the waves in and out every day. And I remember waking up at night and I was cold and I was crying, and I'm sure that there's so many people that it happens, that this is not a news story. And I prayed. I prayed, but before I actually arrived in South Africa, I was fasting for a month, and I normally do fast. I just drink water for 30 days, and I just broke my fast like about 10 days after I arrived back in South Africa, and I was a torn person. And yes, nobody has the finances to keep mourning and stay down, and I had to pick myself up. I had to do some things just to get a little bit of money just to survive. It was terrible, 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 terrible. And a couple of months later I did go to Thailand then to go and do some counseling, and I know best if you're broken, the best thing for you to do is to reach out and see how you can make a difference into someone else's life. But it was great. I wrote my book, Take Off Your Mask, in that time that I was in Thailand, and when I came back I just got back and started speaking again, and one thing led to another, and yeah, it's not the first time that I was down, but it took away something so profoundly from me. And then I decided to move to the Maldives, and I've been in the Maldives now almost 2.5 years. And I came to the Maldives to really work, but I also came to heal my heart and make peace. And I remember that I felt so betrayed by some people in the Middle East that I trusted with my entire being. And up until the day that I could truly tell them that I had forgiven them, I could feel that everything inside of me released. And when I did a profound process on letting go of the fear of not having anything, I could feel how healing took place. And then there was one tiny little bit of healing that I had to do, and that is on a very, very personal note, someone that has been extremely profound in my life. When I finally realized that all the pain, intense pain that I ever experienced in that relationship was because I could never accept it, that I was good enough, that I was worthy enough of his incredible love. And once I realized that everything was based on my own self-worth issues, and when I finally put that to bed, I realized that I have come such a far way. So I'm sharing with you just because I'd really love to stay in contact, and I would like to share my products with you, and my words and my teachings and my everything that I have, because I found me again. I found that core of me that I know where the silence and peace, and where I'm so deeply, deeply grateful for everything that I went through. And I hope that we can be part of each other's journeys, because I know today that everything that I went through, you went through. I know that on some level. And on some level, we can take from each other, and we can teach each other, and together we can just enhance and become extremely beautiful. So thank you, thank you, thank you for letting me serve you, and you being part of my life means the world to me. I just wish you a fabulous day. Thank you. Thank you for sharing with me.